Hello and welcome to another episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo Podcast. I am looking the part today, crone up in here. My name is Gayle Nicholson. I am a resilience coach and a miracle making queen with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. Over here we have Krista Ducharme, intuitive healer, teacher, life coach with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook, and Joanne Angel Barry Colon, certified personal trainer, intuitive healer, and cosmic energy reader, who works out of Holistic Fitness in New York. Thanks for joining me today, ladies. How are the two of you? Krista, you go first.
Surviving, thriving, I don't know, all of the above. Seriously, I have my own comedy act going on over here.
Awesome. We have shadow puppets on the wall.
Shadow puppets on the wall. Yeah, no, actually, we're doing really well. It's been gorgeous. Spring has come to visit, although we have a bit of winter coming back. You know how that is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So it's really good. I mean, I've been busy. Okay, so I have to tell you a little bit of comic relief here, right?
Okay.
So I'm making dinner, and while I'm making dinner, I'm trying to make a video to upload to my seven energy, my seven energies of you beta class that I'm doing, right? So I'm trying, and I'm making this video. You both can appreciate making videos, right? And I'm cooking dinner. I'm multitasking. Yes, and I burnt dinner. And yeah. And not only did I burn dinner, thankfully it was salvageable, but not only did I burn dinner, I deleted the video I was trying to make while I was multitasking.
Oh, and I thought you were going to actually say you never recorded it, but that's even worse. You deleted it.
I deleted it. Yeah, it was just one of those. I'm like, really? Okay, well, I guess I'll start all over again.
That's so funny. One of my course supervisors at one point said to me, and I've had this in my heart ever since, multitasking is the opportunity to fail at multiple things at once.
It is. Especially when you're working with one of these really schwanky convection ovens, convection microwave kind of ovens. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm still learning this oven. I thought I mastered it. No, every time I think I've mastered the oven, something like this happens. And I'm like, it's not mastered.
Well, don't give up. You never fail until you stop trying.
Exactly. That's right. Yeah, awesome. It is. So, but I had to share that comic relief of my day. What are you trying to do? I swear I have too much help behind the camera.
There's no one there named Kevin. She's really just schizophrenic. We smile and nod a lot.
We are named the Woo Woo. We're not named the Woo Woo for no reason.
Right? Oh my gosh. So I want to thank everybody for joining us. There's a few people already online watching us. Joanne, how are you doing? Has spring hit New York yet?
Yeah, no. We were teased. We were teased. Yeah, we were teased. Last couple of days, it was nice. And I mean, today is gorgeous. It's sunny out. It's really sunny, but it's cold. But I was told that it's going to get warm again tomorrow through the weekend. So I'm okay. I'm okay. We'll get past this. There's only 2.5 weeks before spring's here. 2.5, 3 weeks. Yeah. I like to bring it closer and closer. If it's up to me, I'd say it's tomorrow, but it's not.
Yeah, we're about 20 days out.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
20 seconds.
Thank you. Yeah.
I need to check in with our listeners here. Tracy is saying, is she the only one without sound? Can everybody hear us now? My kit has been traveling the last couple of weeks, and when I got to Michigan, it decided that it didn't want to play with my microphone and video or my camera anymore. So I'm just making sure. Can you guys all hear me now? All right. So sorry to interrupt.
We'll sound like the Verizon commercial. Can you hear me now?
Right. Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me now?
Can you hear me? Well, I can walk around and we could really make it exciting.
Ooh, yes, I like it. Well, we're going to keep going, assuming that we can. They can. And please, if you can't, let me know. I don't know exactly what's going on with my settings, but yeah, it's been an adventure. It's been an adventure. So, this past week, I did a lot of traveling, and I went to Michigan for my daughter's 33rd birthday, and then 5 days later was my son-in-law's military retirement party and ceremony and stuff. And it was an absolutely phenomenal week. Bunch of kind of surprises showed up. Was not expecting the week to go the way that it did, but we really did have an awful lot of fun. Krista and her connections over in Europe helped me put together a really special gift for him, and I'm utterly grateful. We took all of his legitimate information and basically reassigned him to his living room couch under the command of his wife. So
Wait, hold on. I did not assign him to that living room couch. If I remember, it's domestic.
Living room.
It is camp living room. However, he is assigned to domestic stuff, right?
Oh, yes, that is true.
He is a domestic engineer now, officially.
I love the GPSing for small open air fairs too. It's like, oh yeah, she's gonna be taking him to all the flea markets. So congratulations to Chuck Taylor, Staff Sergeant Chuck Taylor, for surviving the Marines and making such a huge contribution while doing it. Very, very proud of you, and very, very, very proud to sit there and look at over 50 videos submitted to his wife to acknowledge him for what he provided through his service to the U.S. Marines. And that was just makes your heart swell. So that's last week. This is this week. What are we doing now? Right? Well, the first thing we're going to do is say thank you very much to our sponsor, Sue Ward Paquin over at Class Act Imports. She has got all kinds of really cool Baltic amber. She's got an entire collection of this week's Crystal of the Week. So if you find yourself with a lack of rose quartz, please reach out to Sue and make an order. She will take good care of you. Her customer service is absolutely exemplary. So ladies, shall we move into Joanne's cosmic forecast this week?
Oh, I think that would be awesome.
Yay!
So it's definitely going to be a very interesting forecast, and I encourage everyone who's watching to grab a pen and paper. You're going to want to take notes. It's note time because it's important. And talking about rose quartz, as Gayle mentioned, and I actually think it's the crystal of our week for the show. It's also a really important crystal to have this week throughout Mars being in Gemini energy and Venus being in Pisces energy. And why? You're probably saying, well, how the hell do they all come together? Well, with Venus in Pisces energy, obviously Venus is our planet of love, relationship, and money. And when you have rose quartz to work with, you can literally move more into and embody your heart and your emotions and forgiveness when it comes to the Venus energy of the relationships, whether it's the relationship with somebody else, relationship with yourself, or even the relationship that you have with money or don't have with money. Perhaps maybe you get a little tongue-tied when the conversation comes up about money because of whatever past life experiences you've had or present experiences you have with money. It may not be a comfortable conversation. So I recommend rose quartz in your hand, in your pocket, wherever, when you know you're going to be chatting about the relationship of money with anyone, including yourself. Then we also have Mars that's going to be moving into Gemini energy as of tomorrow. And I want you to hold on to that word Mars because we're going to be talking about it a little bit more today than usual. As Mars moves into Gemini energy, Gemini is our astrological sign of communication, networking, and marketing. So like really getting in front of people and sharing what it is you do. Now, depending on where Gemini sits in your chart, and if it happens to be close to Mars, Mars is the planet of communication. It's also the planet that's going to cause action. And excuse me when I say Mars is a planet of communication, it is not the planet of communication. Confusing it with Mercury. So I don't want to throw us all off. But Mars is the planet of action and movement. So really, it makes a lot of sense for Mars and Gemini to be together, because it's giving us the energy to move into that networking, the marketing, the communication. And then Venus being aligned with Pisces, it helps everything to get softened. Because again, Mars is our planet of action and fire. So we may want to be very aggressive when we talk to somebody, or we may get very aggressive when we're speaking about money or partnerships or contracts. But with that Venus Pisces energy, it helps us to, again, come down and be more soft with our energy. So that's what's going on between our Mars and Venus. Now, today, Tuesdays are ruled by Mars. So every Tuesday, not just today, but every Tuesday, we have an opportunity to utilize our skills in regards to networking, marketing, and getting out there and connecting with your community to share what it is that you do. So if there's any day out of the week, this would be the day you want to do just that, where you're making some telephone calls, reaching out to your customers or whatever not, and getting your face and your message out there to the world. So that's Tuesday's energy. Now let's go with some fun, because you all know how I like master numbers. And we have a master number coming up tomorrow. Tomorrow is March 3rd. Now, before I go into our master number, I just want to chat with you a little bit about March, where I'm sure you're all aware of this. And if you're not, I'll share some good news with you, new news for you. March is the only month out of the entire 12 months that actually tells you to do something. So as I say this as nicely as I can and as aggressively as I can, because of Mars, get off your damn ass and march.
Okay.
Time to move forward and stop padding into, oh, I can't do this, or this is going on in my life right now. It's time to stop the excuses and start moving forward. Because yes, and I actually had this conversation with a client this morning, which is why I'm so fired up about it, is yes, things are going to happen in our lives. It's part of life. We have lessons, we have experiences, we have obstacles, we have ditches, but it's part of life. It doesn't mean that everything has to come to a complete stop because the ceiling is falling down. No, if the ceiling's falling down, then guess what? It's time to move. It's time to get out from under the ceiling so it doesn't fall on your head. But it doesn't mean you have to stand still and evaluate everything and reflect and sort of retract back. This is a time for movement. This is a time for action. As we are in the entire month of March. This is not just a 1-day speech. This is an entire, 31 days in March?
31? Yes. Question. I think it's 30.
It is.
Yes, actually it is. I don't even know why I asked that question. One of my closest clients is born on the 31st. Anyway, so yeah, so we have 31 days to literally do marching forward into the things we're looking to create for the month of March. So now let's dive into tomorrow's date. Tomorrow's March 3rd, which brings us into a 3-3 energy, which is a really fun date. Now, besides there being one master number tomorrow, which is 33, there's actually 2 master numbers tomorrow. We know when I talk about master numbers and they're double master numbers, I get so excited, I lose myself. I lose myself. So the first master number, which is obvious, that 3-3 energy, which tomorrow is really about the master creator, the master healer, how we are healing ourselves. And not only how we are healing ourselves, but how we step out and help others to heal. We are actually here to help lift the next person. So that person that might be crying the blues, and sorry, that's what I just heard, crying the blues, We are there to help that person, encourage them, take them by the hand and lift them up and help them march forward. This way here, they're not retracting back and crying the blues the entire month of March and losing out on this amazing energy that we do have coming in. Because again, if we retract back, that slows them down. So we want to be here to support one another. So when we are on Facebook and we're hearing someone share their story about things going on in their life and everything's falling apart for them, that's our opportunity to reach out to that person and say, here is my hand. I want to help you up and get you out of that ditch because you need to march forward. You can't sit in this. And that's our job with this 33 energy. And then we already know about 11 because I talk about it, oh my God, as often as I can and to whomever wants to listen. The 11 is the master healer of partnerships, which really works really well with this energy that we're in, where it's helping each other to heal in our partnerships. And whether it's the partnership of our business that might be a little crazy right now, where we're not sure which end is up because the last year we've been sort of isolated and revising things, or it's our actual personal relationships that could be a little up and down right now. But whatever the case is, we're in a time where it's time to start healing and time to recognize the lessons behind what it is we are learning. So those lessons can help us go to where we need to go. So using the entire month of March, as this is my conclusion, using the entire month of March to really start marching forward and using the next 2 or 3 days to really embrace being the master healer, where you actually get to help partners, family members, friends, co-workers, bosses, whatever it may be. And I said bosses, so there's somebody that needs to hear that. And help them rise from whatever they're falling into. And when we can do this together, because again, this energy that we're in 2021 is about we, not I and not me. It's about we. We need to do this together. And that's what the 3 energy is all about. 3 is the community. 3 is creating. 3 is communication. So that's where we're going and going forward for the remaining portion of March. And I'm really excited about the next 2 days. So that's what I have.
Awesome stuff. Thank you so much for that, Joanne. Tomorrow, beyond being a master number day, it is also the 18th anniversary of my ordination as a minister. So it's always a day to celebrate, March 3rd for me.
Congratulations.
Wow, congratulations.
Congratulations. 18 years, you said?
18 years.
Wow,
Yeah.
That's a lot of years. Nice.
Yeah.
Congratulations on that.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Awesome
That's
stuff.
awesome.
Well, I believe that we have it fixed. Norma says that she can hear us now. I did find a couple settings that decided they were going to reset themselves, and they are fixed now. So we'll be going forward with sound. Yay! So for those of you who missed it, I invite you to go visit our sponsor, Sue Ward Paquin, at Class Act Imports. She has got all kinds of awesome stuff. Baltic amber, crystals of all sorts, and she's got a huge collection of our stone of the week, rose quartz. So, Miss Krista, would you like to tell us a little bit more about our crystal of the week?
Yes, I would. I've been like chomping at the bit. And I know we just did rose quartz as the crystal of the week, at the end of 2020. But I have to tell you, the energy for it this week, this time is so different. All right. I am digging what Joanne is saying because, yeah, we need it. And so it was really funny. I have it, and so my phone, Google, goes off and it says crystal of the week, and it lets me know, right? and it went off, and I was all excited because I have rose quartz earrings and I have this beautiful rose quartz necklace that was actually a gift to me from a friend, which of course just really like amplifies. So here's something, if you're not in awareness of, it's one thing to buy a crystal for yourself, and it's a totally different thing when it's gifted to you. And so, yeah, so I was all excited to get my rose quartz on this week. And I have found, kind of like with the watermelon tourmaline when I wore it last week, I have found that pretty much from the moment I have put it on, that this buzzy, it's just, and it's a hum, like a low hum, a beautiful hum within my whole energy system. So for those of you who are new to understanding crystals, rose quartz is what I consider one of my top 5. You know, when I tell people 5 crystals to get rose, you know, to begin their journey on the crystal path, rose quartz is one of the 5. And part of the reason why I love rose quartz is because we associate it with all warm, fuzzy, positive things like love, self-love, self-care, self-awareness. You know, are you getting that I use the word self with this a lot? self. And you know what? I am giving you permission. You know, consider this your permission slip for the week to be selfish for you, not selfish in a not nice manner, but to be selfish in terms of being compassionate for yourself and being gentle on yourself. Because like Joanne said, the energy of March is moving forward, and it's about moving forward. It's about not sitting still. But we have to remember that we're going to be walking before you have to walk before you run. And I think some of us are thinking that we're going to be getting up and we're going to be doing sprints. And okay, I mean, more power to you if you want to do wind sprints, but that's about the only kind of sprint you're going to be doing. This is a marathon, but it's starting off as a walk. Consider it a walkathon. Marathon. Oh, you see where it's a nice long thing. So rose quartz is really cool, and it's really good because it does help us turn within, and not just turn within in a selfish. I always say there's self-care, and then there's being selfish. Ramage is in agreement, I think. That was my dog. He had to join in on the conversation. There's the selfish side of being just selfish, and then there's a self-care side of selfish, and that's the side I'm referring to. So one of the things that I was going to bring up, and I have to put on my spectacles so I can read it, right, is that, did you know, well, I always love this. My friend Adam down in Australia, he does not just crystals, but he pairs it up with animals. Can you bring him upstairs? And the animal that a rose quartz he has paired up with is a turkey.
Oh, I wonder why a turkey.
Yeah, so do I. I'm gonna have to actually ask him that. I find that very fascinating, is that it is associated with a turkey, and I wanted to share that. But the quartz is, according to myth, and this is where I was going with, is rose quartz was created when Ares, the god of war, who is jealous of Aphrodite's love for Adonis, turned himself into a wild boar and attacked the god of beauty and desire. As Aphrodite rushed to save Adonis, she caught herself on a briar bush, and her blood spilt on the white quartz, turning it pink. Thus, rose quartz is known as the crystal of love. It enables you to see where love already exists in your life, opening your heart with gratitude and ensuring love continues to flow into your life. Thought that you guys would enjoy that. I like, nice. Yeah, I like hearing.
But now those. I'm wondering why it's not associated with a boar.
Yeah, seriously, right? So the other cool thing though about the rose quartz, and this goes on with the whole love and the self-love and the compassion, is forgiveness, right? And rose quartz is, and someone needs to hear this, which is why I'm sharing it. Could be me. Probably I never know. Is that forgiveness is not for you, is not for the other person. Forgiveness is to free yourself, right? Mm-hmm. And sometimes forgiveness is one of those tough things to do, especially if you're having to let go of what your side of it was. It's like, it's always, that's the hard part, right? Is saying, yes, I know this was my contribution to whatever it was, even if your contribution was you just showed up that day, or you were standing there. There's forgiveness, but it's so freeing to forgive. And rose quartz helps with that, because that's all part of that compassion, right? Mm-hmm. So we have to remember that. One of the cool things about rose quartz as well is it's pretty abundant. You can find it in a number of locations. I have this beautiful chunk right here. This is Rosie. And Rosie was gifted to me by a friend of ours who found it on his family property in Maine. And so Rosie is just, isn't she gorgeous? Mm-hmm. She's just a stunning piece.
She's so shiny. I would have thought she was pink calcite.
Yeah, no, she isn't. And it's not, we're not getting a great pink. She's really, really, really pink. Yeah. And she's looking peachy right now. Mm-hmm. But no, she cleaned up beautifully. And this is how he found her. Just gorgeous. Sticking up out of the dirt. Mm-hmm. And then he washed her and brought her to me. So I am going to do something I haven't done with you guys yet. A great balancer. Now, this is one of the things I was making a video on that I deleted. So here you guys go. So when our energy is getting all in a kerfuffle and is feeling a bit scattered and shattered and just even overwhelmed, part of that is that we've lost our grounding, we've lost our footing, we've lost that stabilizing, right? Mm-hmm. And a great stone is to use something like black tourmaline. This is a palm stone, a black tourmaline, which is awesome. I just ordered these for each of my kids. And it's a wonderful stone to hold in your hand. Now, one of the things I like to do, and I don't have it, I do, is we use the selenite. This is a selenite palm stone. Looks like a bar of soap. Mm-hmm. And I call this the yin and yang balancer, one in each hand. And all you do is you breathe. Just make sure your ankles aren't crossed like mine just were. And you just hold it in each hand, right? Mm-hmm. So say you want to up the ante. You really want to bring it up a little. Use rose quartz. Now this is also a rose quartz palm stone, and put one in each hand. it does the same thing in terms of balancing your energy, except this, it brings a softer, bubblier, fluffier feeling than using something like selenite. Selenite brings you that high resonation, it brings you like right up here. And whereas I find that the rose quartz, when you're trying to balance and you do this, it brings that bubbles. All I can think of is that you feel like your energy is bubbles.
Like champagne.
Yes, like champagne. Yeah, we'll say champagne. I like that. We'll work with champagne.
Pink champagne.
But pink champagne. Woohoo!
There we go.
And you're sitting in the glass. But it's this really soft, fluffy, gentle, balancing energy. And when you're feeling a bit stretched, especially if you feel stretched and like you were talking, it can be family stretched. You really want to bring that balance of love and compassion, and that's rose quartz helps. Nice. And using the palm stone of tourmaline. But we're going to need it. Don't just discard, or I don't want to say discard, that's really a wrong term, but don't just after this week say, oh, rose quartz is done. You're going to find that it's something you're going to reach for a few times in the upcoming weeks. So keep it nearby.
Fantastic. Excellent. Thank you so much
for
that. I
You're
agree
welcome.
with you 100%. When you're first coming into learning about crystals, rose quartz is among the top 5 that you start working with.
Oh,
clear
definitely.
Quartz, amethyst, which is purple quartz, pink, which is rose quartz. And then usually, for a lot of people, selenite and tourmaline. Because, as was described to me when I first started working with crystals, selenite is like the universal plunger. Any blockages, it will blow through it. It will, is high energy. And then tourmaline is very, very grounding and almost the opposite if you need things to stabilize or slow down, which one of my crystal mentors warned me, don't put it under your bed because you will be constipated for a week.
Yeah, I've never put tourmaline under my bed, but I have I had a little piece for my sons or all my kids when they were really little. I put it right at the very foot of their bed. We aren't talking toddler beds. We were talking, twin size. And I put it there for them because it helped them when they were scattered. And the way that our plugs were set up in our house, your electrical outlets, I found that having the tourmaline helped because we had a house that did not lack in electrical outlets. We had them everywhere. Thank you, Stephen. This is not a complaint. I loved it. However, when it came to sleeping, not so much. Yeah. And the black tourmaline at the foot of the bed, don't put it like too
on
close.
Your head, no.
Yeah, put it right down there where your feet are, and under the bed is even better. And I found that really did help with countering where the electrical outlets were and stuff. So it is. I'll tell you, learning to ground your house is almost as important as grounding yourself, because it really it can affect everybody within the walls.
Yeah. It makes sense.
Yeah.
Awesome. Joanne, you're awfully quiet down there.
I'm just
listening. She's up. So you realize that you escaped, right? And you came back in, and now you're on the bottom for me.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
I'm still in my spot for me.
I'm seeing it here, but for you, for us, you're in a different spot.
Krista is where you usually are.
Well, thankfully, what's going out there into the interwebs is in the right order. So otherwise, I can be Joanne for a day. People gonna get fat, but I could do it. Awesome stuff. Awesome stuff. Well, I'm going to, as usual, kind of carry Krista's conversation just a little bit further. And today, with Gayle's creative commands, we're going to ask the question, is self-love selfish?
That's a good question.
Right?
That is a good question. Yeah.
And back 20-some, God, billion years ago, when I first started recovering from my childhood stuff, and I went into 12-step, and people kept telling me, you got to take time for self-care. Don't worry if they tell you it's selfish, all this kind of stuff. And I'm like, I'm okay with being selfish. I really am. If I was honest about myself, I'm very selfish. I've had to take care of myself. So, I learned young how to not give a damn how you felt about stuff. At the same time, being codependent and really caring about how you felt about stuff. So this is an interesting path that I've been on for the last 20, 30 years. And here's where I think it would really help people to understand the difference, okay? Because most of the time when we hear the word selfish, it was learned as we were young children who did not want to share our toys. Why won't you share with them? That's being selfish if you don't share with them, right? But a toy is not love, right? You have to have a full cup in order to share with others. If you don't, both of you will be dehydrated, curl up, dry out, and die, okay? There's just nothing to give, all right? So I really don't like the fact that people look at self-love and selfish as if they are some sort of opposites. They're not. They're not at all. Being selfish is more akin to being self-absorbed, self-centered, only caring about yourself. Self-love is entirely different because without self-love, you don't have the capacity to care about anyone else. It's not real caring. It's not real love. It's manipulation to get what you need. Right?
Yeah.
So here's the bottom line with all of that. It doesn't matter how anyone else judges what you need for you. Period. You need to fill your own well. You need to respect who you are, the way you are and the way you're not. You need to be centered as an energetic being before you can be a positive contribution to anyone, anywhere in the world. So no, self-love is not selfish. It has nothing to do with being selfish. It has to do with having enough to share. And that is community love, being able to share. So self-love is very, very important. And don't let anybody guilt you into anything or out of anything that you need by manipulative terms saying you're selfish, you don't care, you don't put me before you. Own it. No, I put me, before everyone else. I love myself, I respect myself, and I honor my needs. And if that means that I got to go into a bathtub with bubbles and a glass of wine for 3 hours, I expect you to not knock on the door.
Yes.
Try teaching that to kids.
Exactly. And if anything, it benefits them more if we take self-care. Yeah. Because as you're in that 3-hour bath with the bubbles and the wine, you are better taking care of you. So when you come out of that bath, you are going to be much better with them. Mm-hmm. So even though it might be, as they might call it, selfish, it really is self-care for everybody.
Yes. Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know what? Bubble baths and glasses of wine aren't the only way to do it. I mean, taking care of your body, like Joanne could show you how to, taking care of your energy field like Krista and the crystals. I mean, whatever resonates with you, that fills you up, that inspires you, that gives you a full tank to go out there and march forth, and 5th and 6th and 7th, all the way to 31. But anything that fuels your tank and allows you to go out there into the world and be loving and be caring to the people around you, that's so very important. And that, I think, especially for women, we have been guilted into running on fumes and getting to the end of our rope and maybe getting a little snappy and then being made wrong because we ran out of fuel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. And sadly, a credit card, this is actually funny enough, our gas card. Funny that you mentioned the fuel. This doesn't fill our tank, our physical tank.
Yeah.
It really just doesn't,
Yeah.
You have to put your oxygen mask on before you can put it on anyone else, because no one else is going to put it on you. And and here's one of the things. So when I first started not getting back into working with crystals again, because I had a dry spell where I kind of put my crystals away. Yeah, I can never do that again. Yeah, no.
I know what you mean.
Yeah, it's just not going to work. So one of the things I did is I got myself a rose quartz bracelet. And I got that rose quartz bracelet because at the time I was also working on self-love. And here, the funny thing is no one would have guessed that I was working on learning to love myself, learning to appreciate who I was, because it wasn't like I was wearing the sign saying, "Hey guys, hello." Yeah, I'm working on me.
Maybe we need to start doing that. I think
Right?
maybe we really do. We need to spread it out and say, you know what, people, I'm working on me right now. So if I seem to be a little self-absorbed or taking more time for me, it's because I'm working on me so I can be a better version and help you out too. So I think we might want to start doing that.
I just had a brilliant idea for 3 Crones swag. A T-shirt that says "Self under reconstruction, please back up."
There you go.
Write it down.
Yes.
Because we'll hang up from this and you'll be like, "Now what was that?"
Right.
Well, the good thing is it's on recording, so we can come back and watch the video.
Now that we have sound,
Now we have sound, it'll be there. So but I wore this bracelet. So I want to go back to the bracelet. I wore the bracelet it was a rose quartz bracelet, and it was a bead one, very similar to this clear quartz, except it had a fancy knot at the end. It was a beautiful bracelet. I actually still have the stones, but I think I wore it every single day for about a year. And then finally the cord broke.
You were done with it. It was done with you.
You were done.
It was done with me. I was done. So if you ever have that happen to you with a bracelet, and this is what I was also wanting to share, it means you're done. It's the bracelet or the crystals that are on the bracelet have done their work with you, and you no longer need their support. And so that it was really kind of cool when that happened for me, because I already felt my energy shift, where I knew that when now I wore rose quartz, it wasn't a case of I was working on me as much as it was a case of it was supporting me in a different manner. Whereas before that bracelet was all about, I'm working on me. That was my, backup. I'm working on me.
Except it's our excuse too. It allows us just to say, I'm working on me, so I may not show up as the best. I'm working on me. So deal with
it. There's that Mars energy coming out again. Just deal with it.
Yeah, yes. Just deal with it. I got that Mars, it's so funny because it's on my chart. The only place I have Aries in my chart, which Aries is the fire energy, is in Mars. And I thought it was hysterical. I'm like, okay, so I have the fire energy in the fire planet. I'm like, how darn funny is that? And I mean, theoretically, I am not very, maybe I am, who knows? I don't feel like I'm that, I'm not even going to go there. I keep hearing my mother say, yeah, you are a drill sergeant. You do get demanding at times. It shows up, so don't say you're not.
Just own it. Just own it.
It's all good. Yeah. It's all good.
General Schwarzkopf doesn't run around going, "Oh, I'm all daisies and sunshine and rainbows." No. You just own it. You got your power.
I'll share a really quick, funny story. When my daughter was in kindergarten, I had gone up for a parent-teacher conference. And I'm looking around the room, for all of her art stuff and whatever not. And the teacher comes over to me and she says, Miss Barry, are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, I am. Thank you for asking. I said, any reason why you ask? And she goes, well, your daughter had mentioned one day in class that when her mommy got upset or was angry, her one dimple would show. And your one dimple is showing. So I just want to make sure that nothing in the room upsets you. And I looked at her, I said, children will say the darndest things. and I had gone home and I asked my daughter, I said, so when I get upset, my one dimple shows out? And she goes, yes, I know exactly when you're upset because that one dimple comes out. I was like, that is just the funniest thing.
Awesome.
Like it stays there, but I was like, really? And meanwhile, when I get upset, I usually get quiet. That's usually how most people know that I'm upset is I get quiet. No, but yeah.
Awesome. Well, ladies, it's time for our weekly giveaway announcement. And we have winner from last week, but forgive me, I've been traveling. I think I left my brain in baggage claim. What are we giving away to last week's winner?
Okay, so I think it was Joanne's last week winner. You did the yoga, right?
Yeah,
we already hooked you up with yoga.
Okay, so then it's this time. Okay, so it's either you or me. So I can do something for this week.
Okay, and I will do something for next week.
All right. So I have a sparkly, and I don't have it here in front of me. And you know what I have here? Everyone loves crystals. So I have crystals for the next winner. Because I have a bag right here with crystals in it. I have my famous negative Nelly neutralizing bag right here.
I love it.
And with another sparkle sign, because I have one more left. So the winner will get the negative Nelly neutralizing and a sparkle sign from me.
Yay! So last week's winner that will be receiving the negative Nelly kit and sparkle sign is Tracy Paquin. Again. Tracy's gonna clean us out, I think.
Yeah, well, she follows directions.
She does. So going forward for next week's giveaway, it will be crystals again. But I'm actually gonna go to a store this week and get something special that is going to be the signature weekly giveaway from 3 Crones. And let's see, you can be a part of that winner's pool next week by liking, commenting, and sharing today's broadcast out into the interwebs to amongst all of your friends, and thereby spreading the 3 Crones and the woo-woo word. We are so very, very grateful that you come back and you watch us each and every week. that we want to make sure that your time here is not only valued, but we give you value and we give you fun and laughter and little stones that when you look at them, you go, oh, I remember those ladies. Oh my gosh, I love them. So that's our intent. So if you would like to be entered into the drawing for next week's prize that I am providing, please like this broadcast, comment in the comments section, and share it out, because we will be looking among those shares to see who gets to be in that hat when we draw the name. Alrighty? Awesome. So, and congratulations, Tracy. How many times have you won now?
I don't know. I think 3.
I think maybe.
But yeah,
so,
3.
you know, come on,
Hey.
people. You got to give Tracy a run for her money. She's going to take all the swag home by herself. Now, I want to make sure that we give an extra special shout out to all of our sponsors here at Three Crones and the Woo Woo. There's Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista, Gayle Nicholson, myself with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting, and Joanne Angel Barry Colon with Wholistic Fitness New York. And then also, ba-da-da-dum, we want you to definitely reach out to Sue at Class Act Imports today and see her collection of rose quartz jewelry that she has been setting aside just for our listeners this week. She also has some amazing other stuff too, Baltic amber, various different types of crystals set in jewelry settings, and they're all extremely beautiful, very unique. If you see one on her site, you give her the number for it, because it is the only one of its kind and it will be gone quickly. Mm-hmm. So ladies, what are you all up to? We still have about 8 minutes of showtime left. What are you both working on and launching in the next couple of weeks? Krista, you've got a beta going right now. What's that about?
I do. I have a beta, and actually, because it's the 7 energies of you beta. And I will say I still have some space available if someone wants to reach out to me and join. I can, we can arrange that, because I'm not that far in. We're only the 2nd weekend. And at the rate I'm going with, deleting my videos, who knows? No, it's all good. It's all good. So yeah, we're doing that. So it's it's 7 energies of you, and it's learning. It's essentially talking about our chakra systems, but in a more broad sense, so that people can actually relate to it in something other than it just being a chakra system. So yeah, it's really, I'm learning a lot teaching this, as I always do, and that's what I love. The other thing that I've done, I did my very first I did my very first Reiki crystal healing session in person today, here at my house. It was up on the hill outside, and it happened to be a neighbor. So we live under the same roof. So we're actually, COVID, we're part of the COVID cohort here. And we're in each other's bubble. And it was amazing. So I'm also seeing people, though, distantly, is that?
Distantly?
Wow.
Remotely.
We'll go with remotely. I like that word. Remotely. So I'm doing remote Reiki crystal healing sessions with people. So if you're up for that, reach out to me on that one as well. And just go over to Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook, because I am having some other things come up. I'm going to be collaborating with Sue Paquin this month. We're going to do a crystal class on Baltic amber.
Awesome. I like
together. Yeah.
Joanne, what you got on tap?
What do I have on tap? Oh my God, there's so much. But the most important, I think, for right now, for the viewers, is my 5-week body and soul transformation prescription It was originally designed for like one-on-one sessions, but I'm actually creating it for right now, especially remotely, as a group event where people can actually come in as in a group and do exercising in a group, and really sharing the concept and understanding of why weights, and I'm gonna say it like this, ladies, weights are your friend. They really are. In fact, I just literally within the last 48 hours, because my brain never stops, did a course that I literally finished in 48 hours because I was so intrigued to make sure that this course was confirming what I already knew, that I had to finish it in 48 hours. And how not so important cardio is, and how extremely important strength training is, or whatever way you want to use the term weight. So I have this 5-week course, and I call it 5-week body and soul transformation. And if there's something you want to learn more about the right plan for you and how to actually incorporate more weight training into your life, I encourage you to connect with me, and you can just email healingwithin76@gmail.com for that. And I think that's really like the biggest thing I have going on for the viewers. Everything else I have going on is basically for me.
Nice. I love it.
Talk about self-care.
There
Awesome.
you go.
That's really,
What do you
really
have
cool.
going, Gayle?
Well, I've got Making Miracles beta class, somewhat like yours, Krista. What we will be doing is using emotional freedom technique tapping as well as spiritual coaching to address poverty-based issues for those that want to make a miracle with me. So, you know, when I talk about making miracles, I don't want to get called up by the governing powers that be as some sort of I'm not delivering what I promise. Here's the thing. A miracle is a shift in perception that allows something that once seemed impossible to become an actual possibility in reality. And I drew this definition of a miracle from sitting around 12-step tables and watching the difference between people that were out there drunk and didn't believe that they could recover, to coming in, getting a shift in perception, and having the compulsion to use drugs and alcohol fall away from them forever. That's a miracle. And that's the kind of miracle that we're going to be working on in this 6-week beta. On Wednesdays afternoons, 90 minutes with me, talking about the money mindsets you picked up from mom, the money mindsets you picked up from dad, and the money mindsets that you picked up from society in general. And by the end of the first session, you'll have a breakthrough. By the end of the 6th session, you'll have an entirely new outlook on life. So if you want to be part of that beta program, it's going to require a small cost and a video testimonial. But if you're in for it, go to bit.ly, and it's bit.ly/Making Miracles Beta. That's Making with a capital M, no G, Miracles with a capital M, and Beta with a capital B. And that's what I'm up to this week. We start tomorrow, so go visit now. We'll put the link in the comments. So, yeah, I'm really, really excited about that. And, of course, we also have the I've been working individually one-on-one with people who want to deal with some deeper issues that they don't necessarily want to address in front of a group. And those sessions are always on offer, $250 for one 90-minute session with me, or a series of 3 for a reduced price of $600. And that's what we're doing right now. So thank you all, ladies, for showing up, being my cohorts, and just lightening my heart every time that we meet, and dealing with our no sound and crazy stuff going on today. Oh my God. Anyway, alrighty. So that's about it for us. Again, I want to make sure that you are aware of, first of all, Sue at Class Active Imports. She has been so supportive of us, and we absolutely love her. She has excellent customer service. Go visit her and see what she's got for you. Also to our every week sponsors, Dimensional Healing, Creative Command, Wholistic Fitness New York, Make sure to tell all of your friends. Watch us everywhere. We are on YouTube, we are on Facebook, and we also stream live through GayleNicholson.com. Awesome. So once again, thank you all from all of us, Three Crones. Have a fantastic week, and we'll see you next time.